So the partnership here really is her presence in the class is such that I will be able to say, okay, Noelle, could you do me a favor? Could you take care of this quarter of the class while I take care of this quarter of the class? And together we'll be putting out fires, if you will.
I accepted my position as an SI because I just thought it was such a cool idea, and to be able to help other students that are struggling within the class, and also even just to like talk to the other students and just get to like know who they are and what they come from, and just find out everyone's story is really fascinating to me. A supplemental instructor is someone who really like could just be there to guide the other students and to make them feel more comfortable and make them feel like they weren't alone in this, because like what often in my tutoring sessions what I say to them is like, if I was there, I did the same thing, and I messed up so many times in this, so like I get it and I can help you just get through it. How Roy and I work together in the class, we just kind of like, we do this thing where like we put out fires, as he calls it.
Oh, we're absolutely a team. Absolutely, we're on par. She and I, keeping an eye out on the classroom, and then once we say, okay, now you folks go ahead and try this, we're both, I always tell the students, Noelle and I are going to walk around the room to essentially put out fires. And we gauge what kind of fires they are. So some of them are big fires, which is to say, some students haven't opened, they don't know anything about the project.
And it's like, when we do our lab sessions, we just kind of like, we're like, okay, who needs help? And then we just kind of like walk around, and then, like, go like, okay, you're taking care of them, I'll take care of them. And then just kind of like, just like kind of bouncing around the room, trying to just, accommodate everybody.
But our role is to make sure that within 10 or 15 minutes, when it's time to move on to the next concept, that we're all there. So I look at the clock, see how much time we have left. Have we covered the topic that I need to cover? Are we all on the same page for the people who are trying? And then move on. So it's very much a team situation. And I don't tell Noelle what to do at all. I tell her very little what to do, because she's a smart student. She knows the work. She's read the instructions. She knows everything that's done. So she's the one with the camaraderie with the students, and they like to look for her and so on. So it's just a matter of saying, well, she knows exactly what we're going to do. We just go off and do it.
If a student is more confused on like how to edit a song, oh, I like it, it's fun.
Yeah, I know.
I will be the one to be like, okay, we could do something really cool with this, and then like for the coding, obviously I have to kind of like take it a step back because I don't know as much, so I'm still like learning from him.
You have an HTML file that ends in .html. You have a CSS file that ends in .css. And you have a JavaScript file that ends in .js.
It's really interesting, the dynamic, and it's cool.
She was always there if I was lost on something, on a line of code or on understanding the assignment. Thankfully, anytime I would like be lost, I never really felt lost because I knew she'd end up helping me. So she would just come over on the computer, point out the mistakes, and give me help from there.
And sometimes, a lot of times, like the students will just kind of say like, oh no, I'm okay, I'm fine, because they don't want any help. But then like you're just kind of like, oh, just like try to like ease them into a conversation, or like just trying to make it more casual instead of feeling like I'm just like the authority figure, which isn't what I want. I want it to be more of like a friendly type of relationship, while also being professional.
And yeah, she has a lot of great knowledge. Like for example, I was working on a video project, and she was helping me figure out how to like create the green screen effect, so I could like overlay something on the background, as well as other times where I freaked out and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? It's not working. And she was like, calm down, we got you, and help us out.
Maybe there's some other teachers who feel that they should be more hands-on with the SI, maybe more micromanaging. I'm not like that. I brought on an intelligent student. I will let her be smart, if you will, as opposed to holding her hand. She doesn't need that. She's a young adult. She's intelligent. She knows what to do. She needs very little from me.
It's more complicated than I thought at first, because like I really have to make myself more flexible. And it's really hard because I have this job, I have another job that I work really late nights, and then I'm also a full-time student here. So it's like I have to really like figure out my schedule to everybody else, but also like sometimes I have to accommodate to the students too, of course. So I have to sometimes do like later like Skype call sessions, or just like, you know, little like emails back and forth, just trying to like figure things out.
She's been there for us in every possible way, you know, so we've always had a way to contact her in case we need help. And that's been very, there's a lot of text, like a lot of emails that I've sent and for help, and yeah, thankfully she's been there to answer that.
Well, we do a lot of stuff with like GitHub and Atom and just like different like HTML stuff, and just like playing with CSS and JavaScript. So it's like some of the stuff can seem like really complicated, so I just have to kind of like work with them and just break it down to like what helped me learn it too, you know, just like trying to help them understand the way that I understood it. And like I'll write it out how I understood it, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, that makes so much more sense now. You should just, there you go, change speed or tempo.
Oh.
And that's how you would
Oh, you have
edit.
to highlight it.
And then you have to change speed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how you would do it, and that's how it would properly like transfer.
Yeah, because when you're increasing the speed, it creates that like gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
When the iPhone came out in 2007, I knew it would be a game changer. I didn't expect it to be, well, now 10 years later, everyone has a smartphone, but I knew it would change the game because I saw how we dealt with technology at the moment. I said, this is going to change things up. Same thing with the SI program, because there will be people who perhaps would have given up had they not gotten the extra help from an SI. Hopefully you'll take advantage of it. So I know that it's a positive. I know that it will change the game. I know it will help the game. I just don't know by how much.
As an SI, it definitely helps me with my classes with, I guess like understanding the teacher's perspective more. Cause like definitely when you're like having to like help others and, you know, really like try to understand the students, it is hard. Like there's students, you know, that just like don't get it, you know, or like slower with processing than others, and it's just, you have to really like, it's a lot, but it's cool though. It's still, I'm having the time of my life still. So.
I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. I'm happy.
I've been at this for long enough where I could actually say the person who's the CEO at this, as CTO at this place, and the person who's working over there, they were students of mine 15 years ago. So it's nice to play a part in somebody's intellectual development.
He had discussed with me about, at the end of one of the class sessions, about being an SI. And I was very excited because I love the position. I love the idea behind it. I found myself being inspired because I just thought it was really cool that even existed at first. It kind of surprised me at first, but then I was like, wow, that position's really cool. Like, she's been very helpful. She makes me, that's the kind of SI I would want to being like Noelle, you know, super communicative, super involved, always there to help, always being positive. It helped me decide to say yes because seeing the value in it, seeing the experience you get from it, and just helping those who need help when the professor can't help all the time.
And I'm also like, just click this. Oh, okay.
That extra resource, the SI sessions, very helpful. Because if she wasn't there to help us, Noelle, then we'd kind of be on our own, left to our own devices. Thankfully, that session is there, and it's been helpful for me and for other students as well who are struggling to complete assignments and to stay on top of things. It's been like kind of almost invaluable, the position. Yeah.
Gets to be a superhero next semester.
Hopefully.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Again, it's one of these things where when you help anyone, you just derive pleasure, satisfaction really from helping someone. When I see the next generation of technologists and designers, which are the people in my class but my SIs, it's good to know that 20 years from now, when they're big rock stars in the field, it's nice to be able to tell somebody in the old age home when I'm there, say, hey, look, this was one of my students 20 years ago at the MCC. That's a nice feeling.